Hey everybody, welcome to Cozy Womb Podcast.
Where
we have fun.
Talking about
Parenting.
I'm Anya.
Say Ari.
Ari.
This is Ari, and I'm Mommy Shan. Let's start the show.
Yeah.
Stop! There's more.
Stop. There's more.
More. I definitely went to sleep at 3 a.m. and I woke up at 9 something. And this is Cozy Womb. If you're wondering, what is this? Good morning. It is Sunday, and I woke up to screaming and whining, and somebody wanted a banana, and the other person wanted to open it to tease them, Anya. And arguing, and I said, wait, this is not how I'm going to wake up on my Sunday. So I sent them both to their rooms to get it together so they could come out here in peace. But till then, let me explain to you the whole point of this episode. So last night, Anya wrote a book. She's been writing these books where she'll write on regular computer paper, fold them in half, and create a book. Cool, I appreciate it. It helps with her vocabulary because she'll ask me how to spell certain things. It helps her with their illustration, and it helps her with her confidence in herself to go ahead and be able to create. So I'm just like, go for it. So we're at the table, she was writing a book and everything, and then she finishes it. And she said, here, read my book. And I was just like, Anya, I'm doing something right now. I was online doing applications, and she was like, read my book. I said, okay. The book is called Taking or Bringing a Cat to School. And she makes an illustration at the front and everything. Then I start reading the pages, and it's a good book. It has a beginning, it has an end, it has a climax, it has a ending result that leads into a new situation. So she understands the flow of a story, which is very surprising. But then she has some pages where she she wrote the word hi, but she wrote IH, so she got it backwards. I noticed that a lot, so I tried to point that out to her. And she might write a statement that's an incomplete sentence, and I'll tell her what word she missed. And she was fine when I read the book. But once I took my phone out to record it for my mom so I could send it to her, she had a whole breakdown. And it's not funny, but at the time I thought it was funny because I'm just like, why are you embarrassed about your story? I just read it. And she was like, no, don't read it. And I was laughing because whenever you feel like a kid's little hands grabbing on you, it's so funny because it tickles. So I was laughing. I was sitting at the kitchen table, and I'm just like, okay, Anya, okay, I won't read it. So finally she got the letter, and she ran off, and she was crying. And I stopped and I asked her, I said, why are you so embarrassed about your work? And she was like, I don't want you to read it to anybody. And I said, why not? And she wouldn't tell me. And so she ran into her room, and she came back. And I said, why are you so embarrassed about your story? And then she was like, none of your business. Which I find. Hey girl, stop it! Which I find very funny. So, sorry for yelling in y'all ears. So I was like, okay, cool. So then she brought it back out again. And I went into my room. I said, I'm going to read it. And she was like, no, don't read it. And she had a whole crying fit on my floor in my room. I said, okay, Anya, here, I won't read it. So she brought it back to me like 30 minutes later, and she was like, okay, here, you can read it to Grandma. I said, no, I don't want to read it no more. And she was like, here, you can read it to my dad. I said, no, I don't want to read it no more. And so she had tossed it to me over the couch. And when I tell you, I turned my head like the Exorcist, and I just looked at her in my eyes really wide, and she looked at me, and she knew it wasn't playing no more, and she knew she messed up, and she knew she had to come around that couch and pick up that paper and put that book back together. And I said, now stand up. And she stood up. I said, now apologize. She said, I'm sorry. I said, now go to your room and you have a great night. The screaming, the crying, the yelling, that's cool. Close your door too. And that's how she went to bed last night. Because I will not I could tolerate you being upset. I could tolerate you being embarrassed. I could tolerate you, not wanting spotlight on you, because I was like that as a kid. But my mom never asked me why. She never explained to me that it was okay. She never talked me through my embarrassed feelings. Maybe somebody never talked her through hers. I don't know. Maybe that's why she shuts down when it's conflict, or, she feels uncomfortable when people are praising her or giving her credit. Now, I don't do that, but my mom does. So, back to Anya. So she went to bed, and then she woke up this morning, and she came in my room. She was like, Mom, I have to tell you something. I said, what is it? She was like, I want to apologize for yesterday. I'm sorry for throwing the book. I said, okay. I said, you just need to understand that I will not tolerate you throwing anything to me that's rude, and you don't do that. It's disrespectful. And she was like, okay, I'm sorry, I understand. And she walked away, and I said, Anya, I'm still laying in bed in the dark. I said, Anya, why were you scared, or you didn't want me to read your book? And she was like, because it was different. I said, what you mean it was different? She said, I wrote some things in there that I wasn't ready for you to share with anybody else. In my head, I was like, what? Like, the fact that she's 5 and she understands where she put her feelings into something she created, and how she's not ready for me to share it with the masses, is something that she's comfortable with sharing with me, which I appreciate. I feel like I must be somebody special in her life to be able to get those feelings. But it just, I said, I'm sorry, I didn't know. Next time, just tell me that. And she was like, okay, it's all right. And she walked away. Let me tell you something about kids. Kids are inquisitive, curious, intelligent little people. They have feelings. And if you are able and you have the patience to talk your child through what they're feeling, you're going to get a better understanding of who they are. They are built to take in, understand, and give back what they're trying to do and what they're thinking. You just have to give them those creative spaces to do that. She fully explained to me her feelings and true intent, and she was not ready to share with the world. Kids get scared too. You know what I'm saying? Kids need to be, reassured that things are okay, that it is okay to be in a vulnerable state. Because that's what she felt like that book was. And I'm not going to read it to my mom. I'm not going to read it to her dad. But when she's not here and I find that book, I'll probably read it. But the fact that she felt embarrassed and she was able to talk through what she was feeling. That was amazing. And I'm not gonna hold you, but yes, kids are scary. When shout out to Marcus, is not on the gram. My friend sent me this video, and he was talking about how kids are scary when they get up in the middle of the night and they just stand there and they're like small dark figures in a room. Ari does that to me a lot of nights. And I don't know about you, but I am 32 years old and I still cannot watch Child's Play 1 by myself, because it's something about the 80s films that look very realistic and very possible, and the way that doll moved and the way that doll sound. My mind just can't take it, okay? So I can't watch that movie, and Ari's figure is very small. Sometimes she just comes in here with her body. Sometimes she comes to my room with her blanket, but she'll stand there. When she wakes up for naps, it's like she floats to where I am, and she'll just stand there. And I'll be so scared. Sometimes the girls go through phases where they'll be like, no, I don't want to go, it's a monster. And I reassure them. I said, there's no monster in my house. I don't allow anybody to be in here but y'all two, unless they are paying rent. There's no monster in here. He cannot afford it. Trust me. Tell your kids that. It'll help them, because they believe when I get into the bill talk that it's not possible. But that's all I wanted to let you guys know, that kids get scared too. Kids get embarrassed. Kids have feelings. Kids can be scary, but we all have to deal with the reality of the situation, that we can talk ourselves through it, even when they pop up in our rooms in the middle of the night as shapes and they don't say anything. It's very scary to wake up out your sleep to your child standing right over you with their eyes wide open. And if you don't have kids, that's something. Bye!
Bye.
What's so special about Hero Bread's soft, fluffy, and delicious breads, buns, and tortillas? These ultra-low net-carb baked goods contain zero sugar, fewer calories, and more protein than the leading brands, and are high in fiber to support gut health. Shop now at hero.co.